In a slowly decaying futuristic city, social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. Hi guys, my name is Emmanuel Filteau, and this is my weekly show in which I share my drawing screen with you and answer any question you might have on my comic Tales from the Interface. Tales from the Interface is a comic I've been making since 2017, and the third book just came out. So if you'd like to check it out, I'd be glad to show you a bit about it. I have a copy right here. So this is my book, my new book, Tales from the Interface 3. It can be purchased on my website, tfti.incorporate.com. It's written on the corner there, on the right. And this is a book that I've done on my own without any publisher. I am the publisher, if you will. And it's a full color book, bleed. A lot of work went into it. And I appreciate anybody who would like to talk about it, share it. If you have a podcast, if you have a blog, if you have whatever, I'm always glad to talk about it. So, and be a guest on your show or whatever you have. Also, all likes, share are hugely appreciated, and this is really the best way for me to be better known. So what's been happening? Well, last week I was working on a cover commission for Morgan Quaid, and I've pretty much finished it during the show. I had a few tweaks afterwards, and I sent it to him, and he was very happy about it. So that's great. I think his Kickstarter will start sometime in August. I'll be sure to share a link if you'd like to check out the book. It looks really interesting. Some post-apocalyptic dream world with steampunk element and a lot of cool stuff in general. So I suggest you go check it out when it comes out. I'll share a link for sure. Besides that, I went back to working on the comic itself. So currently I am working on what I call the storyboard stage. I don't really have a proper name for it. I'm sure there is you could call it rough stage or early stage or whatever stage. And this is what it is really it's like the second time I go over the story in drawing, because I always have a fairly finished script before I start, even if it can change during the stage I'm in now. I like to have a pretty advanced script, but in this stage I start sharing my screen now. So in this stage I really lay out each of the panels, try to decide where the characters will be, and make tweaks to the dialogues as necessary. I continue to make tweaks throughout the process until print. But at this stage, it's still pretty fresh, and I like to make some correction as I see fit. So I'm currently working on page 17. You can see here that it's very rough kind of drawings. Sometimes I go a little bit more into it, but at this stage it's really I want to just get an idea of how the pages will look. So this is what it is. As you can see, I use a lot of colors, mainly blue and red, to tell the elements apart, and so I will use layers as well to create different elements. Like people will be in their own separate layers so that I can move them around or decide where I want them. So yeah, so I'm working on page 17 now. Mm-hmm. And here it is. Okay, so yeah, so at this point, Clara and Che are going in the underground, and I wanted to have a like a big splash of kind of the underground world, like and might probably bleed over the left page as well, or maybe not, or maybe I'll put it all kind of brownish, my brownish black that I use, and this scene will kind of pop out of it or something like that. So let's see. I maybe want to flesh out this a little bit more. So I think that's what I'm going to do this morning. The purpose of this stage is really to, not go into too much detail. Mostly you want to kind of cement your approach, see if the story works. So there's gonna be a lot of pipes. That's kind of what I've established in this world. So I want to maybe make a first layer of pipes. And this is a fun element because I can just black it out afterwards. I think actually I'll do that now. So there's gonna be there's gonna be some pipes coming in. Et merci SV Bell pour le like. SV is an extremely talented artist. I'm always impressed with all the ideas he comes with for promotion of his work. And hopefully we'll see each other again now that hopefully the pandemic is not as bad as it, there's always some scare of being some variants and stuff like that. Hopefully we can go to convention again soon. I really hope that this will be the case, and I can see these wonderful people again. So SV has his own monthly comic that he does, and very cool stuff. Should go check out his work. Look him up on internet. You'll find him. He has multiple websites where you can check his stuff out. He also owns a little online TV station. Very busy guy, I think. So there's gonna be like some cogs and some stuff going on, and I kind of want to establish how it's gonna be. I think the horizon will probably be like this more, so is it? Do I want a low horizon because my characters are walking at the bottom here? I think the horizon needs to be here, so yeah, okay. So this is wrong. So let's try to improve this. So there's going to be a it's a bit stressing. I'm a bit stressed up about showing this stage because it looks so crappy. Honestly, I'd rather not, but at the same time, I kind of decided that this little show of mine would show the real work behind comics. I don't know. I am also using that as kind of a journal of my work. So I try to put, like, when I work on a page, I try to link it on the site as well on my website so that people can see how I work on a specific page. So when I put a page on my website, I try to put the link to the video of me working on it. But it is a lot of work, and I'm wondering if it's really that useful. I don't know. Maybe when I become more popular than I am now, it might be more worth it. So this gives us an idea of how that can work, and then I can have like giant piston thing. I probably can look at some reference of big engines and how they can be still like this. So if there's a cog, there needs to be another cog. Maybe I'll have to work this out somehow. Not sure how much sense it makes, but I'll try to look more at some engine. You know, at this point, you don't necessarily want to spend too much time on these kind of scenes because you know, you might find out that you don't need this and that you found a better way to tell the story. Although I think that this specific thing will be, I will definitely need to have it. Just adjusting some windows here. something like that. Something like that. So we'll see. I'll make it better as I go along. I think as an idea of the scene, and it kind of suits the purpose. There will be a kind of title here. I don't know why, but I wanted to kind of identify the regions. So this is called the pit. It's like the bottom layer of that world. So basically, Gauthier got an apartment at the peak, and Clara is visiting the pit. And I thought it was kind of interesting as a play on word, because when you think about a pit, it can also be like the seed of a fruit, right? So it could be that as well. Probably going to be something like that, and then it's going to be all blue here. Give an idea how it's gonna be, and then I have two more panels here, and this one. And it gives a good idea of what it's going to be, even if it's not perfect. I read a funny post, like of people saying, what are overblown, overhyped advice that you received. And I was pretty annoyed by one of them saying that draw every day is not necessarily it's an overhyped suggestion, because I really don't think so. And I don't think so because if you it's not so much what you're drawing as the act of creating every day. And I think she kind of meant that also as well, even though our post wasn't very clear. And it is the act of creating, but it's also the habit. It's the forming the habit. I think that's really key. You need to form an habit of drawing, and it doesn't need to be long. And you don't have to do it, obviously, but if you do, it's gonna make things a lot easier for you down the line, I think. Because I don't know, that's my experience. It works for me, might not work for everybody, but if you get in a habit of drawing every day, how can I explain it? It's much easier to continue. And if you'd say, oh no, today I don't have to do my whatever amount of time I set it up, I'm gonna skip it because I don't have to, because I don't feel like it. I have other things to do. And then the next day you find another excuse, and then your excuses. Now maybe the first excuse was good. Maybe the second was good. Maybe the third one was okay, and then you end up using very crappy excuses not to draw. I don't draw. There are some days where I don't draw. Like me and my family went to a small trip, like a weekend, and then I didn't draw during this weekend, and that's fine. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do it every day. You can take a short break, but it can. You have to be really careful of these breaks, because they often lead to excuses, and bad excuses. If you follow what I mean. So if you build an habit, even I draw even when I'm tired. Sometimes I really don't draw much, and it's all crappy, and I'm pissed off. That's okay. Maybe I did one panel and it's not great, but it's there, and I can build on it the next time. As I've heard often said, it's not so much. When you go to work, you go to work even if you don't want to. You can't say that. Today I don't feel like working, and I'm not gonna work today, and then you can't tell that to your boss, right? When you're an artist, often you don't have. Well, no, it's not true, because a lot of artists do have like bosses and such. But a lot of us, I think, we are kind of our own boss, and we decide our own schedule, and that's great. But it's also it's also very you need a lot of discipline to be able to continue doing this without finding excuses of not doing it. It's very easy to say, today my hand hurts you know, I don't feel like drawing. And actually, my hand does hurt because I hurt my fist pretty bad the other day, but it's getting better. There's always some excuses, you know. And the bottom line is, you know, you're doing this, you know, I am doing that for myself, primarily. And you don't, if you are doing that, you know, you're the one who's deciding. So, but my suggestion is do your little drawing every day. It doesn't need to be big. You can draw for 10 minutes. You can draw for 5 minutes. You can draw for 1 minute. But sit down and scribble something somewhere. You know, just to know that that day you did something. And that little something cumulatively can lead to a bigger thing, you know. And you don't know, you know, sometimes you don't necessarily feel that kid, but then as you start, you kind of get into it, and it becomes something pretty good. You know, you never know. What is that? So, you know, this stage, it looks really rough than it is. But the main goal here I'm trying to accomplish is to make it readable enough that I can show it to some of the beta readers, and they can get a good sense of how the story goes. This will allow me to make correction, make adjustments. I forgot what the door of the archives looks like. But it was something like that. And I think that composition is okay. Then I'm gonna have my 2 characters. As I've been saying, you know, I like to kind of use different colors for different elements when I'm in this the sketching zone. It does help in the end to help make sense of what is what. I think that's a good example. See, I drew him here, but I think I want this to be actually Clara. And then, you know, Che would kind of be in front and showing her that, you know, this, she's kind of facing her and showing her that, you know, this is the archive, and that this became their home. So she could even be like opening the door. That's an interesting idea. Okay. It can be here. Yeah, I think that's good. Like she's opening the door for her. That fits the character of Che. So she's holding the door for her. Come right in. And probably I don't know if this dialogue is better here, maybe. Maybe not. I'll keep it here for now. I like to draw under my dialogue as well, as much as possible, so that I can move them around, or sometimes, you know, when I do the translation, it needs to be a little bit bigger. So I think that's a pretty good panel. Probably I can lower it a little bit. Something like that. Yeah. I read one of the reviews I got from my book said that my composition got much better in the latest book, and I was wondering if that was true. I guess it must be, but it's not something I really noticed that much. It just happened. I always thought my composition was fairly good, but I guess to some trained eye it might have improved, which is good. Yeah, these pages are a bit tricky. I wasn't terribly happy about them because there's a lot of dialogues, and it's kind of hard sometimes to make the proper mimics and the proper composition for these. So let me read that again to get a better sense. Yeah, okay. Hi guys, Clara decided to visit us again. Welcome, dinner is almost done. We've been experimented with rats, mushrooms, and other things. It's surprisingly tasty. Sit down, Bus. Told you not to call me that. Let's see, there's a typo. I told you. And yeah, so there's going to be a sense of false modesty here. I remember I wanted that. Some of us now live here all the time and dread having to connect back to the interface. This is an interesting table. This table is my best work. I built it myself with the help of a carpentry book. I love building stuff, but sadly, I've misplaced my hammer. And it's in fact the hammer that Che gave to Clara like the last issue. But apparently she didn't tell him. Hey, this is pretty good. You know what? I tried meat at Transcervical the other day. Really? It's not so much better. Yeah, I think it's pretty good, this sequence. One tricky thing maybe here is how people are organized at the table. So what I want to do maybe is in the middle of these pages, I'm going to make a quick sketch of the layout of this room. So there's kind of a square table. There's a kitchen here where they're cooking. And then there's a wall with a picture of where MC holds his hammer. Yeah, his name is MC and he has a hammer. Go figure that out. And there you go. So there's gonna be people sitting at the table, and I'm gonna have more, but I'm not necessarily gonna show them here, but there's more people working and living in that place. So let's see. This is the kitchen, the wall. So Clara would be here. So I say Clara here. And I kind of want them to be next to Che. But Che could be here as well. So that doesn't really matter. MC is the carpenter. And then there's another guy who makes cooking. So if I say that Mac is the cook, Che is here, and then Clara, MC can be here, I guess. So in this panel here, Clara says this is an interesting table. So Clara is at that corner here, and Che is like MC is like here. So does that make sense? Yeah. So this is Clara, and she's at the corner. So this is really what this thing is about. Just trying to make sense of the layout of the room. I like to keep my panels in order of how they are. So say I remove this, I would have my table like this. She's speaking to the guy on this corner. This is the table. Clara is here, and then MC would be, and there's another random person here. MC would be here, and then there's another person here. Che is here. So from this perspective, we would see Che could, you know, she's kind of behind here, so we don't have to see her. But MC is here. I can make this a little bit bigger. And actually, you know, nothing much happens here, so maybe I can get out of the frame for this one, and you know, it might be a good chance to show off those characters that we don't see yet. There is a new one who's called Bob the Robot. So Bob is a kind of a rebel robot, and he could be sitting here, you know, at the table, even though he's probably not eating, but you know, he could have like I don't know, some energy, something. I don't know. I can try to think about it. There's gonna be this like crappy table. So Clara is at the is it here, right? Clara. And then somebody here, I don't know who. Why not MC in the end? Not MC, but well, I guess MC could be here, but I want to kind of explore other people. Clara, and then here, I don't know who that is. Some guy we haven't met yet. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a nice kind of setup. So I'll play around with the perspective, but I think that can work. Okay. So when, so I probably won't need this panel, actually. Yeah. So come in. And actually, why not? You could answer and say, thanks, or something else, but just for now. I thought it was interesting to talk about this because they're kind of using the archive to build something. And I think it made sense to show that at this point. So I think for this panel we're gonna have just a silhouette of Jay and Clara coming in the room. It's gonna be, they're gonna be blacked out, and then you have kind of there would be the kitchen there, like this, and then if I do that, the tables here. I think they're coming in from that direction or this direction. Yeah. And then, so they're walking in the room this way. The room is like this, and no. The room is like that. Kitchen. The table is here. Yeah, I don't know. I could show it a little bit, I guess. But the important thing would be to show this guy working the kitchen. As you can see, this is really rough because I didn't do any layouts from this page. I really wasn't sure about my dialogues. But I think this is kind of good. I want to paste that inside here. So maybe a close-up of Mac, the cook, on this panel. So we've been experimenting with rats, mushroom, and other things. And I would like to show his face, yes, but maybe show a bit of the we're probably gonna play around with the dialogues a little bit. I can lay them out on top of each other like that to save some space. And so I would say Mac is here, and he's very proud of is cooking. Kind of saw him as a kind of a burly Irishman type or Scottish type. I guess he could have little glasses too. I don't know. I haven't really decided. I need to make more. You know, once this is more established, I think I'll do some sketches of these characters in more detail. I kind of wanted to see what I needed first. So he's inside his kitchen, and then you know I think I can show the stuff he's drying up, like centipedes. Like he has a bunch of centipedes drying up behind him. And then some mushrooms. And then probably some rats. And I don't know. Well, you know, I had to look at drying meat, how it works, I guess. So this is like the kind of the drying section, I guess. In this panel here, we should probably kind of see them. Like maybe they're hanging here. It's kind of close up of this. Okay. I'm gonna give it's almost over. Normally I finish at 10:30, but then I started I think 10 minutes later, so I'm gonna do another 10 minutes and then we'll be off. So you know, as always, I thank you for being here. Thank you for liking. Thank you SV for liking this video. It might not look like much, but you know, it does help a lot. If a lot of people do it, then more people will see the video, because if nobody likes the video, then Facebook decides that, oh, this is not worth showing anybody. That's how it works. So if you don't take the trouble to say you liked it, Facebook gonna assume that you hated it or something like that. How do I lay that out? So I want, like, Chase kind of sitting at the table, and then where is she? She's here. So she has a corner. Yeah, okay. She's sitting down. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need reference on that. And then there's another character in the back holding the chair and pushing it in it. It could be Mac, it could be another one. Like this probably, and then I think the layout was pretty good in the end. Okay. So here's the rough of it. Next pass, I'll clean up more. Ok. Hey, good morning. 400 cases? Ça va? On travaille sur des storyboards. Oui, ça va bien. On était faire un petit tour à Québec en fin de semaine. On va relaxer un petit peu. Ouais, je travaille sur le tome 4. Donc en ce moment, je travaille sur une séquence de dialogue qui se passe autour d'une table. Donc ce que j'ai fait, c'est que tu vois, j'ai fait un petit diagramme de ma table avec les personnages autour. Et puis j'essaie de voir comment ça fonctionne autour. Tu sais. Dans le fond, je vois que j'ai un personnage qui s'appelle Mac qui est proche de la cuisine. Après ça, je vois comment les personnages rentrent dans la pièce. Euh, quand la chaise est tirée pour le boss Che, ben, dans le fond, il faut que le coin il match avec comment sa position autour de la table. Là. Fait que c'est tous des petits détails comme ça là, que je suis en train de setuper dans mon sketch. Là. Fait que c'est là que je suis rendu. C'est à la page 18 du tome 4. Fait que là, tu vois, il y a une petite conversation. Some of us now live here all the time and dread having to connect back to the interface. C'est un dialogue qui sort un peu nulle part dans un sens, là. Mais je pense que des fois, les conversations, c'est comme ça. Ouais, ça avance bien, tu sais. C'est aussi une étape qui est rapide, si on veut. Là, parce qu'après ça, ce qui est très long, tu sais, c'est être sûr que toutes les backgrounds soient bons, que la perspective soit bonne. Tu sais. Je passe quand même beaucoup de temps à m'assurer à essayer que ce soit quand même réaliste. Là. Fait storyboard, c'est pas trop long, là, quand même. Là. Mais c'est super important, par exemple, pour s'assurer que le flow il fonctionne et que c'est compréhensible. Là. Ça n'a pas l'air de grand chose, là, mais l'important c'est que ce soit assez compréhensible pour les lecteurs bêta. Là, dans le fond, ce que je fais, c'est que j'ai un groupe de lecteurs où je partage ça. Puis, j'essaie de voir le layout de la page. Donc, checker sur le coin, puis que l'arrêt ici, fait que ça fonctionne. Ouais, donc j'ai un groupe de lecteurs avec qui je partage, et puis on relit l'histoire, puis dans le fond, on check s'il y a des trous, tu sais. Est-ce qu'il y a des endroits que ça fonctionne pas? Est-ce qu'il y a des dialogues qui sont incompréhensibles? Tu sais, il y a tellement de petits détails là, qui peuvent arriver. Là. Mais de le faire à cette étape-là, ben, ça te sauve beaucoup de travail. Parce que c'est beaucoup plus rapide. Là, tu sais. Fait que c'est beaucoup mieux de faire des corrections quand on est moins avancé. Là, j'ai ma table qui était un peu grande. Puis à ce stade-ci aussi, je mets le dialogue comme en anglais, même si dans mon script, des fois, c'est un peu mélangé. Hein. J'essaie aussi de corriger un peu mes bulles à mesure que ça va, là. Essayer de rediriger, que ça fasse du sens. Bon, celle-là, je l'avais déjà retravaillé, ce panneau-là, qu'on va laisser comme ça. Mais c'est ça que c'est là que ça rend important de le faire correctement, tu sais. Le carré est là, H est là, fait que ça marche dans la consistance. Là, t'as MC qui est celui qui a construit la Terre, fait que là, il est là, puis là, Kellara lui parle, puis là, il fait une intersection. Fait que là, on peut vérifier qu'il est à la bonne place. Stable is my best work. I built it myself with the help of a carpentry book. Son qui est sur le coin. Je vais faire corriger ma table un peu. C'est un peu la primeur. Parce que c'est une petite joke que j'ai faite. C'est le caractère MC puis le marteau que Che avait donné à Clara dans le livre précédent. C'était à lui. Là. Mais il sait pas il est rendu où. Là. Il se demande, voyons, c'est qui a pris mon marteau? J'ai pas aussi décidé trop ces personnages-là, quoi ils ont l'air. Là. C'est un peu rough encore dans ma tête. Là. J'essaie de plus déterminer quel personnage j'ai besoin en ce moment. Là. Ok. Ouais, je suis pas sûr de l'agencement des cases, là, mais en tout cas, je pense que pour l'instant, pour comprendre l'histoire, ça suffit. On va essayer d'améliorer la mise en page par la suite. C'est par là. C'est un peu... je sais pas, hein. Parce que Clara est comme... il y a un autre personnage là, puis si je le dessine... je sais pas, on va voir. C'est peut-être correct. Je pense que ça a l'air. Je peux aussi me jouer un peu en déplaçant ça, avoir plus d'espace. Là, il y a un autre personnage qui est là, que j'ai pas encore déterminé c'était qui. Ça pourrait être aussi ce personnage-là qui dit ça, tu sais, This table is your best work. On va voir. Ok. Je vais laisser ça de même pour l'instant. Je peux aussi simplifier la table, puis dire qu'il y a juste 4 personnes, mais j'ai envie qu'ils soient un peu plus nombreux que ça. Fait que là, c'est ça. Là. Fait que là, lui dit ah, je sais plus, il est où mon marteau. Et puis. On voit qu'au mur, il y a un espace pour son marteau favori. Je sais pas si j'avais trouvé un nom pour son marteau. Mais... Comme écrit un du gribouillis, là, je sais pas trop. Là. En tout cas, je vais y penser, mais l'idée c'est qu'on voit comme un pointillé de marteau ici. Voilà. C'est la place de son marteau qui est vide. Puis il y a Clara qui est avant. Je vais la mettre dans une autre couleur, juste pour... C'est peut-être pas nécessaire, mais bon. Là, ça sent un peu gêné. Mais je trouve ça le fun parce que ça montre un peu la personnalité de Che, là, qui est pas. T'es un peu centré sur elle. Là, elle s'occupe pas trop des sentiments des gens. T'sais. Elle aime sa petite gloire. Là, t'sais. Elle aime ça être le boss dans le fond. Là. Comme tu vois quand elle se fait tirer sa chaise là, elle fait semblant d'être offusquée. C'est important de le spécifier. Je vais... Ah, il a un goutte. Il va me montrer qu'il y a quoi dans la bouche. Tiens. Voilà. Nom 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 nom. Il va sûrement la faire pas prendre... Ouais, je sais pas, là. Peut-être un genre de zoom, là. Faut juste qu'on reconnaisse bien la bébite, là, mais je pense qu'avec les couleurs pis tout... ça devrait être bon. Alright. Well, guys, this is pretty much the end of this little show. Thank you so much for being here. And before I go out, I just wanted to maybe show you quickly about my comic. So if you go to tfti.incorpora.com, you can order my comic. It's very easy. Just go to shop, and then you can select the best deal, which is all 3 books in one bundle, shipped to you by me. And you can also select a sketch if you want me to draw you something special. Please don't hesitate to send me a little message, and I'll draw something special within reason, not without reason. So if you'd like me to do something special for you in your book, do tell me, and I will eagerly oblige you. Besides that, I hope you have a great Saturday and a great week, and I will be there next Saturday, same time. So thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares, thank you for the chat, thank you 400 for being there and for being here, and SVBel for liking the post. It really helps to make this thing grow into something. So that's pretty much it. So I hope to see you next Saturday or around the interface. Bye, guys.